And I'm a little early. No, I'm right on time. I'm a minute late. Okay, great. Early, on time, late. Hello, this is D Ocean's Deep Woo, and I am D Ocean. I'd better be. No, I don't have any of these confusions about who I am, like some people unfortunately do in this society. So, Michelle Cannon Free, how you doing? Okay. Yeah. Hmm. Interesting, huh? So I am D Ocean Swagger, and I am here to bring you the deepest food. And I'm a shamanic practitioner, and shamanism is really about the dream time, the elements, and natural magic. And this is just to me, this is just we come from nature, you know. Our bodies and nature are a set, right? Um, so learning natural magic is a good idea. Uh, there are some people who do things like ritual magic or whatever. I'm just not into that. I like the more natural approach to magic. And I'm not an illusionist. This is stuff that we're really doing. So basically, we also have self improvement here that we do some things to help you hack the matrix, which people with PhDs, PhD, I don't know what that means, but people with PhDs, a lot of people with PhDs are saying we're not in reality prime. We're actually in a matrix. That the chances of us, as a matter of fact, Elon Musk said, chances of us being in reality prime are very, very infinitesimally low. Well, based on all of that, I'd say we need to learn to hack the matrix. So, restoring our godlike superpowers. I'm convinced that at one time, because we hear about this all the time, we were able to do a lot more than we know we can do now. And I put it that way because it's not that we can't do all kinds of amazing things. It's that we can do it. We just need to reclaim it. We need to uh, get the negative programming out of our minds. The more we do that, the more we find we can do amazing things. A lot of things are just strictly a state of mind. Now, hey, Gemini, hi, how you doing? Cowboy, you know what? I don't know where he isn't up here tonight. I don't know why. He's just not up here right now. Maybe he's flirting with somebody out the window. I don't know. But he likes to watch people walk their dogs out the window. Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. Um Gemini Moon, hi. How you doing, sister? I sent you oh, I'm feeling pretty good, by the way. I'm doing pretty well. Uh, Um he's cowboying. Yeah, that's right. He's being cowboy. I don't know what he's doing, but he's off doing some cat thing, some cowboy thing. Um, we've got another storm system, or actually, it's supposedly it's part of the same, the one that we broke up. Um, I'll be talking about that. Time to work on that again. Um, I had a feeling that wasn't quite over yet. It's okay, we'll handle it. Um, what else is going on? I got some talk about apple cider vinegar. Somebody came in, I think it was No, came in and told us that apple cider vinegar could be dangerous. And that's true, but for reasons that I guessed before I even researched it. And I'll explain that too. It actually is, the same article says yes, but it can be used in very healthy ways. It can be very healthy when used properly. But also said yes, it can be misused. So we'll talk about that a little bit. We'll do some clearings. We'll get onto the weather. We'll, if people need some healings, we'll work on some healings, whatever it is you guys need to do. I'm here to promote you realizing, believing in yourself, and accepting that you are indeed divine and divine creators. And so am I am God, and so are you. I'm here to help you reclaim your godlike superpowers. And many of us are already doing that. Make no mistake, it's very possible. Anybody hearing this in the future, we've done it. We've been doing it. We've been reclaiming those godlike superpowers. We're not all levitating yet. But we are doing some amazing things, and amazing things can be done as soon as we clear the blocks to that. And I think that much more will be done. So, yeah, Cowboy is out window. I think he's window watching. So, anyway, so there's a lot more to, I guess. There's what happened with the weather is, they were talking about this omega thing in this trough. It was going to be in the, well, actually, they called it more like an anti-trough, the opposite of a trough, in the middle of the country that was going to be warm and dry, very warm and very dry, actually hot and very dry, and that it was going to be stuck there all month. Now they're saying the hot, dry area is much bigger than they expected, and only a couple of little wet, cold storm systems are left. Well, that's because we took out most of the storm systems that they said we're going to block it. We're going to cause the block. Okay, so I guess we got to take out what they're now calling the death wall. The death wall. Well, a lot of hyperbole there. You notice I'm yawning. I'm not particularly scared of it. And the death wall. The names that they caught. Why are they calling it the death? Apparently, it's because it's storm watchers, the death of their dreams, watching storms. It has nothing to do with killing anybody. They're calling it a death wall. It's like, dude. Yeah, it's just so there won't be as many storms. Come on. But I guess the hot, dry area is bigger than they expected. So we'll moderate all that out and go on from there. We'll work on that. We'll see what the heck the problem is, and we'll moderate it all, and it'll be fine. So we'll work on that. A little bit more practice, and let's see what else. Yeah, like I said, standard stuff we do. Standard energy work, standard discussions, some food chat, having to do with how to eat so that you, how so that you control your glucose levels better, because controlling your glucose, these are my glucose. I glue them on, right? Glucose. Anyway, the glucose levels, if you control them better, then you don't age as fast, apparently. That's one of the reasons you want to do that. Of course, you don't want to also have, things like diabetes. So, pardon me, doggone it, I'm sorry. I do this every darn time. So basically, I have some notes in my head about that. I have some notes in my head about vinegar, plus and minus. And I know you guys love food chat. It should be a fun show tonight. It should be nice. And of course, we'll have our usual, yeah, death wall. Please, the death wall. What a name, to peg that in. Oh, it's ridiculous. Yeah, Gemini moon. It's like, really? We're going to work on that death wall. Okay. So anyway, we have fun when we do this stuff, and it reaffirms that yes, we are doing stuff. I mean, we can look and we can see we did something, and it really helps people realize that this isn't just blowing smoke up your wazoo. Okay, we're actually doing something here, and hopefully helps you have more faith in yourself. That's one of my key things here that I try to get everybody to understand that you are more powerful than you think you are, than you've been told you are, than has been let on. We're not operating in a vacuum here. Double slit experiment should have told us something to that extent, right? If observation influences things, we're influencing things every single moment. We are the magic. Indeed, yes, we are. Abracadabra. Exactly, abracadabra, which means as I speak it, so it is. As I speak it, so it is. So we got to be careful how we speak. And sometimes you guys catch me on stuff, and thank you very much, because we don't always realize what we're saying. What are we telling ourselves and the world and nature? And the more powerful you get, the more you embrace your power, the more careful you have to be about what you're saying. The more you're responsible for what you're saying. And I don't get to be as snarky, and that's just too bad. I really some of my jokes I just can't use anymore. So let's leave it at that. When I want to be a little on the snarky side, I can't do it anymore. When I want to be sarcastic, I can't do it anymore. I can't do it the way I used to anyway. So because I don't want to make that. So you gotta watch. The more you take responsibility for yourself, but that's part of becoming an actualized person, is taking more responsibility for yourself. So it's not a bad thing at all. Okay, so I'm going to run the intro to give people a chance to file in and see if any more of them catch the announcement, because I know that YouTube does fun things with the algorithm. I mean, we've already figured this out. Not so fun. That was sarcastic right there. Not so fun things. But, we'll give them a chance to see the announcement. Okay. I'll be right back. Let me get this going. Pushy buttons magic. Here I am jamming to the intro music. I like drums. Anyway, oh, by the way, I don't know if I ever said that the name of that piece. Actually, I think I got it right out of YouTube. It's called Forever to Run. Not bad. I kind of like that. Um, Abracadabra, as I say it, so it is. Yes, okay, so let's see. Where do we start? We start with, oh yes, my thing that I always say. Remember, this is just tips, tricks, and hacks for playing that massively multiplayer, total immersion, hollow fractal, virtual reality learning game called Life on Earth. Has nothing to do with real life, which takes place outside the matrix. There you go. Anyway, yeah, somebody got a little upset with me for saying that every time. For saying that, it's like, well, doesn't that kind of discredit what you're doing? Well, you decide for yourself if it does. Try what I'm saying. Try listening to what I'm saying. You decide for yourself if it's actually a matrix. So if it wasn't me that came up with, you know, it isn't just me saying this. It isn't just me saying that there's very little chance that we're in prime reality. People with great educations are saying this, people who are literal geniuses, and well, I have to concur. There's a lot of evidence that we are in a matrix. So use it, baby. Use your illusion. We've been told for ages by spiritual people, we're in an illusion, that this world is an illusion. Geez, I mean, told in many, many ways the world is an illusion. So use your illusion. That's what I say. Okay, so this storm front, the death wall, I pretty much said it. I left it in our MeWe, on our MeWe wall. That's mewe.com. And our group is Galactic Woo Crew, and you can join. And see what I put on the wall, because I put some things on the wall. You can get there without downloading the app, but there is an app in the Play Store. But you can get there without an app. You can just go to mewe.com and join up. So you don't have to add an app if you don't really want to. I just have it because it's easier for me. Okay, so basically, like I said, we've got this anti-trough in the middle. We've got cold weather, the cold wet weather supposedly has backed off, which I'm pretty sure that was our doing, because we were mostly working in those areas. So somehow the dry warm, the dry hot has expanded. Well, that's not too bad, because I can call rain. I mean, I'm not worried about it. The death wall, so to speak. Oh God, come on. Are we going to worry about this? We're gonna mow this down, just like we mow all down everything that's screwing around with our reality. So just imagine and ask for, and just say, you can just think, even if you don't think in any other way about it, just think, I want the weather to be nice, healthy, warm. It's time for it to be warm. It's time for it to be temperate. It's perfectly normal to have 70-degree weather, 60s and 70s. We're just asking for a nice mixture of, typical healthy spring weather, healthy for the planet spring weather, good for the growing seasons and stuff. if you can't think of it any other way, just think of it that way. Just ask for that much. Just intend that it be a nice, healthy growing season for the planet, much like you'd ask for your own health. When I bless my food, I say, may this be healthy, wholesome, nutritious, delicious, and perfect for me in every way, and bless all the beings who had a part in bringing this to me. So really all I'm asking for is for things to be healthy and in nice equilibrium, that I'm doing the temperance angel. I have mentioned on this show before that the temperance angel from the cards showed up in front of me. I'm asking for that it not be too hot or too cold, just, not be too much of anything, just nice and balanced is what I'm asking for. That's all I really want. Nothing unusual. And I have been told that we could, with practice and with knowledge and some skill, we could make it temperate everywhere on Earth. Not terribly too much of anything. So I think that should be a goal, is that we make everywhere on Earth a nice, balanced, a nice balanced atmosphere, so that there, in which case there's going to be plenty of food. There's going to be, plenty of ways to enjoy yourself and earn a living, whatever. Um, so as long as we're thinking about it for the good of all, I don't think we're going to run into any major opposition or problems from any of the, well, we're certainly not from any of the good guys. Maybe some from some people who mean ill, but that's their problem, because, I'm not going to stop doing this. We're not going to stop. We're going to keep going. So pout if you want. Pout if you want when we take down your ridiculous storm systems. Just pout. I don't care. Keep throwing them. We'll just keep taking them down. It's like a troll. You just keep putting them in a timeout. Eventually they give up. So we'll keep putting people who are trying to set up these superstorms and whatever it is they're trying to do, we'll just keep putting them in a timeout, and eventually they'll have to give up. Maybe that's the way we should think of it, right? I mean, not overreact, not underreact, but not overreact. Just kind of, okay, trolls, boom, you're in a timeout for now. Think about what you've done. Reconsider. But I have all kinds of faith in you guys. You're going to rise above every single challenge that comes up. I know you will. And I am terribly proud of how far most of you have come, just amazingly far in a very short time. It's incredible. It's incredible. Okay, so you're going on your phone. Okay, I know that sometimes it's hard for you to comment on your phone, Gemini Moon, but I'll bear in mind that you're still around, sister. Okay. Or as some say, sister. Okay, love. So I think we're going to probably work on that a little later. I'm kind of waiting for Scotty to work on that. The next thing I want to go through is what I found out about apple cider vinegar, possible negative side effects versus positive. And really, it turned out to be exactly what I would think. And I mean, every time, everybody in the whole world is telling you, I mean, all of the people who are alternative health and everything are going apple cider vinegar. Sometimes even now it's got to the point even doctors are beginning, to say apple cider vinegar water, it's diluted, right? Okay, but what happens? People get into their heads that they're going to overdo it. 9 times out of 10, when you hear that some wonderful thing is dangerous, almost always it's because somebody is screwing around. They're they're overdoing it. They're doing something they shouldn't be doing with, you know. And now they have to mention that it could be dangerous because somebody not very bright is misusing it. And that's exactly what I found. All of the potential harmful effects are from misuse, so that I can see. So, as I should say, one of the beneficial effects is it can help you lose weight. It actually, uh, I saw a video about a woman called the Glucose Goddess who helps people regulate their glucose. And she was touting it too. She says she drinks a lot of it, but always diluted. And you always want to put like a teaspoon in a nice tall glass of water, pure water. You don't want to drink it straight. Okay, you don't want to drink it straight. That's when you start getting into trouble. You can drink too much of it. When you drink too much of it, what happens? Okay, it can, one of the beneficial things is there's a process, I forget the name of it right now, but when you drink it, it makes it so the glucose goes into your muscles, not into your liver. So, and stuff like that. So you're not, you know, so it has a different effect then, and not one that's going to cause glucose spike. And that is an immediate thing. So you can drink the vinegar right before that, and it will make sure that the glucose goes to your muscles for your muscles to use instead of to anywhere else that it might go to, which is where you want it to go. You want it to go to your muscles. So the other thing she said is there's an order of eating your food um, to benefit you, uh, especially if you're trying to lose weight. But if you're or regulate those spikes. By the way, one of the reasons you want to regulate your glucose spikes is because it ages you to have many spikes. And of course, in our society, we have so much refined stuff that we're spiking our glucose all the freaking time. You know, who knows? Maybe if we weren't doing that, maybe we would be living to a couple of 100 years old. But she says it's kind of like if you think of cooking yourself, uh, spiking your glucose a little bit more and a little bit more. It's cumulative. And when you're fully cooked, you're dead. You die. So that's the way she looks. She explains it. Now I don't know if that's exactly accurate, but basically what it does is it has a deleterious effect on a lot of your systems. You have glucose spikes. So in order to regulate that, one of the ways she says is go ahead and drink the um, vinegar water, the diluted vinegar water. She recommends. She drinks it with a straw just to protect her tooth enamel. Now it's very weak once you dilute it, so uh, not as much chance, especially if you drink it right down and you don't, swish it around or hold it in your mouth. As a matter of fact, the studies, but there are no actual studies on it. As a matter of fact, there's not many studies on the negative effects of, I couldn't even find one study on negative effects of apple cider vinegar. So, but there are people who have definitely abused it. Um, If you're scared of your tooth enamel, just drink it with a straw. But it takes a lot of it to negatively affect you. Uh, Not recommended to be done in shots straight. That's one thing. You can burn yourself, your throat. I guess one report of one woman getting a vinegar tablet lodged in her throat. Um, she ended up with burns in her esophagus that bothered her for 6 months afterwards. And didn't kill her, but it did bother her for 6 months. Because vinegar is an acid. You got to watch when you're dealing with any kind of an acid. Even the kind that the colors, man. You know, but yeah, you just have to make sure it's diluted and you don't take too much of it at a time. It's just ridiculous if you do. Let's see. So, and I can't think of her name, but she goes by the Glucose Goddess. She says, so basically, have it diluted, have it with a straw. She drinks it with a straw. She does that before a meal, so she's setting her body up. The other thing she does first, she says it's important to eat foods in a certain order. That is, if you're going to eat vegetables, usually a meal, vegetables, proteins, fats, and then carbohydrates is the order. So these places that serve you bread first, don't eat the bread first. Don't do that. That sets you up all wrong. You're better off, she says, building what um, she calls a blanket wrap. She says you want to dress your carbohydrates. In other words, you want to provide a buffer between you and the carbohydrates because they can be very dangerous. So what you do is you put fiber down first, which is what vegetables are very good at providing fiber. So you eat your vegetables first, and that puts fiber down to catch it and slow down the absorption and make it not hit you like a ton of bricks when you eat those carbs. And also before that, you do and after the vegetables, you eat the protein and fat, which also puts another little layer down to kind of mitigate the carb effect. And she says that there are people who have done nothing more than that and who have lost weight. And just those two things. Now, somebody brought up the subject of cinnamon, which does help, but she says that takes maybe 6 months to kick in. You've got to do it every single day. So while you're waiting for that to kick in, that could be a while. Vinegar is very immediate. Okay, so that was her blurb about vinegar. The other effects that I have found is it may cause you to empty your stomach later if you have a problem with that. There are some conditions that have uh, situations where the stomach doesn't empty fast enough. If you have that, the vinegar can actually make things worse in that regard. But if you don't have that, it's not going to it's not going to make that big of a difference. So that was one of the side effects. Another side effect was a woman who was drinking a lot of it, like 4 ounces, which is a lot, drinking a lot of it every day. And uh, she had problems from it. It was leaching away her, it was eating away her bones. And it can interfere with how much potassium you have. So if you have any kind of a problem involving potassium, you need to be careful. If you have osteoarthritis, you have to be careful with it too. You want to be very diluted then with it, because it can exacerbate that. If you drink heavy amounts of it, it's acid. Once again, it's acid. It's going to eat things away. But that's if you do it in shots. If you dilute it, you're going to be okay for the most part. So, and that is, once again, it took a long time for her, I guess over a year or something, for them to notice any effect from that. But it was noticeable, so you should be careful of that. Another case where a girl was doing it for weight loss, she was consuming a cup a day. And of course, it completely took out her tooth enamel. She was not drinking it with a straw, obviously, and it took out the tooth enamel. So those were the cases where people overdid it. And of course, when you overdo anything, people do this all the time. You can kill yourself on water, plain water. If you over dilute your blood, you can kill yourself. People have done it. So I would say just be moderate. Hey, Mary Wins, how you doing, sweetie? Yeah, just be moderate about things. You don't have to be crazy about it. So there are some potential negative effects of apple cider vinegar, like No said. Yes, there are. But it takes a long time. It's over time, and it's only if you misuse it and abuse it and actually overdo it, that's when the problems come. Or use it in an improper way, like if you have a condition, like I mentioned before, that precludes it. It can also interfere with diabetes meds. So you want to be careful if you have diabetes, that it's not going to interfere with your diabetes meds. And I would say, ask your doctor about it, you know. But in all these cases, it's just being conscientious about it. It's just being not stupid about it. Don't do dumb stuff. I mean, because really overdoing anything, you're being dumb. I'm sorry. You're not being smart. You're not. So, ah, oh, you're hearing me. Oh, that's great. Thank you, sweetheart. So basically, it's common sense. Once again, common sense rules the day. Use your common sense when it comes to any of these things. That includes coconut oil. That includes like any other thing that's generally healthy. There are a lot of things that are generally healthy, but if you screw around and overdo it, you're going to hurt yourself. Like I said, drinking a lot of water. I remember there was a woman who was a rather famous case that she was drinking gallons and gallons of water and watered her blood down so far that it finally killed her. Well, she was overdoing it. You just have to be careful and have sense, common sense, which is kind of uncommon. Researching the same, right? Okay, Mary wins. Yeah. So that's the research that I've come up with, is that there are a few conditions that can be exacerbated by it if you are not careful. Otherwise, in moderation, in small amounts, normal amounts. As a matter of fact, this glucose goddess lady, she says she drinks it all the time, but she drinks it always diluted with a straw. She finds it has a wonderful effect for her. She feels great. She hasn't had any symptoms. Once again, if something is working for you and not causing you problems, and nobody can find any other reason, well, then go ahead and do it. If that's really making you feel good, keep on with it. But don't be dumb with it. Don't go crazy. So this is almost exactly what I would predict You can do it, just don't go crazy. It's like anything else. I mean, there are a lot of things that are good for you. You overdo it and they're bad for you. You only need so much. There's a lot of trace minerals and elements, there's a lot of trace. Like you need some iodine. You need some, right? But you don't need a lot. You can poison yourself with too much iodine. A little bit of iodine won't hurt you. Now, really, and it takes a lot of iodine to hurt you. Think about it. There are people who eat seafood constantly. There are people who are in seawater all the time. They live on coastal areas. They get all their food from the sea. They're exposed to iodine all the time. It's even in the air that blows. It's even in the vegetables they eat. It's everywhere. Iodine, iodine. It must take a lot of iodine. I mean, it would have to take a lot more than a few trace amounts of iodine to kill you. That's what I'm thinking. Iodine is pretty nasty, but honestly, it would take a lot of it to really do damage. Hello, Rebecca Broom. How you doing, honey? Hi. Oh, you overdid the baking soda. Oh my goodness, Mary, what happened? Overdid the baking soda. Well, see, that's the other thing. That's an alkaline, right? And if you over alkaline your system, that screws you up too. Once again, about 2 years ago. So, what exactly happens when you overdo baking soda? I haven't looked into that one, but I imagine it's true too. And Paul runs into this too because now, fortunately, with homeopathic remedies, you're not going to kill yourself. That's not going to happen with homeopathic remedies, but he does run into people who get impatient and take a whole freaking pack of homeopathic remedies. Then usually what they have is what's called a healing crisis, and then once the healing crisis is over, they're cured, period. So it's not a bad thing, but it's unpleasant and not recommended. But hey, at least with homeopathy, you're not going to die. Oh, your food won't digest. Okay. Okay, that makes sense. Because yeah, it's your acid that helps to break down the food. Yeah, iodine needs to have iodide. That's correct. That is correct. And if your food doesn't digest, you are miserable. I went through that too. I went through a time when my food wasn't digesting and it was just horrible. But that was for different reasons, and I didn't realize. I mean, there were all kinds of things going on with me that I didn't realize. Nobody told me. I had been trying to be healthy my whole daggone life, but I was being given the wrong information. And what are you supposed to do? I mean, you know, but I had to sometimes stand up against people who were really pushing me to do the wrong thing. And I had to say, look, this is not working for me. And this is why if you come in here and you say, this is not working for me, I will say, okay. I'm not going to like badger you to keep doing it if it's not working for you. Because I've certainly lived with that myself. I know what that's like. Not everything works for everybody the same. Oh, it wipes out your bacteria too. Oh, gee, yeah, that's no good. Yeah, I suppose they need a particular pH. Yeah, that would make sense too. Well, see, that's like my fish. If you have a neutral pH, you're fine. I mean, if it's kind of neither one, not too acid, not too alkaline, your fish is swimming around all happy. If it gets too much on one side or the other, it causes fish stress and they're likely to get sick and die. So that just goes across the board for just about everything. Is you got to moderate it. And once again, that temperance angel is standing there going, uh-huh. Uh, the lesson of the temperance angel is moderation. Oh, you have an ulcer. Oh my goodness. Oh dear. Now you do. Oh dear. Well, maybe we need to work on that for you, Mary Wins. I'll tell you when the rest of the group gets here, we're going to throw you some help for your ulcer if you'd like, okay? We'll have a healing portion of the show. So let's see. The next thing she was talking about is, like I said, if you're going to have carbohydrate, she says have something with it. Don't have it alone. Like, don't just have sugar, you know. As a matter of fact, she says if you're going to have sugar, but she loves chocolate cake. She says and I love hearing somebody admit this. She loves chocolate cake. She has chocolate cake from time to time, but she doesn't have it by itself. She has it with a little bit of yogurt, uh, nice yogurt. That's her way of dressing it or making it less dangerous in your system, so it's not, so the sugar is not just hitting your system, boom, right? Um, which she says you can do for any carb. She says it's better off if you do not start the day with carbs. And I mean, how many of us for years started the day with carbs? And I remember I used to not eat breakfast because honestly, I it was not it was not good for me to have breakfast. I'd be hungry the whole freaking day. Why? A lot of our breakfast foods are carbs. When you start out with carbs, you're setting yourself up for a hard day. It's better if you start out your breakfast to be savory, not sweet. You can have sweet later in the day. Start out with, now it depends on what kind of a diet you're on. But if you're mostly more of a carnivore, you might want to start out with fats and protein. You might want to start out with some kind of vegetable and save the fruit or whatever till later. And she does recommend if you're going to have a carb, have something like fruit because the fruit at least does have fiber in it. And having the fiber in it is once again going to help digest the sugar and slow it down. Who in the heck is trying to call me? No. Okay. So basically, the whole thing with the sugars is just to slow them down so they're not hitting your system too fast and causing us once again a spike. You need more protein. You know what? And some people wouldn't want to do this, I understand. But when they're having, like they just had them after Easter, they just had a sale on ham, 79 cents a pound. I bought me a big old ham. And I have a piece of ham for breakfast almost every day. It really keeps me going through the morning without crashing me. I'll have my coffee with my coconut oil, or I recommend either have something like coconut oil or heavy cream. Oddly enough, heavy cream will also make you feel full and you won't have a crash. Um, Heavy cream is actually better than any of the creamers. Just a little bit of heavy cream does it too. It doesn't really take much to make your coffee taste great with heavy cream. Coconut oil also, no matter how it sounds to you, it is delicious in coffee. I've done that for years now. I've even put, I have some Moroccan olive oil. I put a dash of that in sometimes and a little bit of cinnamon. I love it. It's really tasty. So, you can give those things a try. And they can help you feel better too. So, there are other ways to deal. I do have to say, for those of you who do eat animal products, bacon grease is a wonderful shortening. I made some gluten-free cornbread with it to have with my bean soup, my ham and bean soup. Oh my gosh, was it good? I had forgotten how good it was, but bacon grease makes things taste so good when you cook with it. So, and it also makes you very full. Uh, that's one of the things that we're finding now is that fat doesn't make you fat, sugar makes you fat. Fat is not that dangerous. You don't really need much. You eat a certain amount of fat, you're going to feel full. You're not going to want to eat overeat it. You know, you're going to feel full, and it's going to last you a while. You're not going to be craving stuff all day like I used to when I would have breakfast. So now when the first thing I have is like coffee with coconut oil and not too much coffee. I try to limit my coffee intake. Coffee with coconut oil or maybe some heavy cream. And then the next thing I would have would be like some ham. And I warm it up in a pan with some bacon grease. Sometimes I'll have bacon. Sometimes, a lot of times I'll have eggs. And that's all recommended for a breakfast. Something like that. Or avocado is another thing you can have. It's also good because it has fiber. It's it has the fat to keep you from, and not very many carbs. Avocado is another thing. So she was talking about these things to help you out. I have to say that since I started doing that, I do feel better. Um, every, it's like all the time I'm learning things and I'm getting better. I'm finding that I am feeling a little better, a little better, a little better. So I'm just passing on to you what I find out and what I'm trying. And I have been actually doing some of these things for a while without even knowing the exact science behind it. Oh dear. And basically, so it's about what you'd expect if you really think about it. Fat digests very slowly, so slowing that down is a good thing, and then it's also very nutritive. So throwing away your fat is like one of the worst things you can do from your meat. If you're making bone broth, you don't want to skim the fat off. You want to keep the fat on there. It will definitely make you. There's times when all I really had in the house, and it was cold weather, and I didn't want to go out, and all I really had was bone broth, but it had fat in it, so I felt full, and it'll make you feel full. So, and that's a good way to get through. Love avocados. Oh yes, yummy. Um, oh, you put it in your coffee too, yeah. Uh, but the thing is, well, you don't need to eat if you're not doing a carnivore or a keto carnivore thing. You don't really need that much meat. Then you can get your protein other ways. I'm doing kind of a keto carnivore thing, and so I'm kind of doing it that way. A lot of people do that. the keto carnivore, and I have to be G-free. I'm finding that now that I'm off it, the gluten, was really screwing with me. It was giving me eczema and all kinds of other bad effects. So, but I really think that's because the wheat is weaponized. I really believe that it probably wouldn't be doing that if we hadn't weaponized the wheat, if they hadn't messed with the wheat. But since they do, and since they have, well, I'm going to have to eschew wheat for a while. I will try it again sometime when our wheat is real wheat and not poisoned. Because I really suspect that a lot of the problems we have is because it's poisoned. Oh yeah, the avocado seed has more nutrients than the avocado. However, it's pretty hard to chew. Oh, you have a special grinder for those. That's good. How do they taste? How does avocado seed taste? I have no idea. I haven't tried to do that yet. Linda Bennett is here. Bum, 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 bum. It's Linda Bennett. Bum, 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 bum. Hey, Linda Bennett is one of our core group that has been with this channel forever since its inception. So anyway, we're always glad to see Linda. So basically, all of this stuff should come as no surprise to anybody. I mean, really, this is once again, it's all common sense. Avocados, yeah. Put it in a smoothie. Oh, you put ground avocado seed in your smoothie and you can't taste it. Okay. I'll have to try that at some point. Can you tell us the benefits of it? Do you want me to let you in, put the link out and let you in so you can tell us about that? How that goes? If anybody wants the link, I'll give you the link. Wait a minute. I'll put the link out for people. Get this link put out. Okay, that should do it. No. Oh, the new look. Well, thank you. Yeah, the streaks. Well, there was this lightning storm. No. Yeah, it just felt like streaks. I wanted something different. You're cooking dinner. Yummy. Okay. Okay, sweetheart. I don't mind either way, but I put the link just in case somebody does want to come in. And I'll keep my eye on if any guests come in. One other thing about and here we go. I mean, we learned so much from each other. Gosh, I didn't know that about baking soda. I mean, yeah. And there's so many other things like that. There are, for instance, juicing. Here's the thing about juicing that she was saying, this glucose goddess. She was saying, here's the thing about goosing that people, goosing? Did I say goosing? Goosing? What? Don't be goosing people. They or gloosing them. I don't know what that would be, but don't do that. The thing about juicing is if you're juicing fruit and vegetables, you're taking the fiber away. Some people seem to do really good on a straight juice menu, but you are taking the fiber away. So, in the case of fruit, what you're getting is mostly sugar. So it's not recommended. Who goosed me? I don't know. Okay, thank you. Um, a huge boom. Transformer, assume. Transformer, you assume. Who's a transformer? Oh, really? No power. You are the power. Oh, dear. So your power got knocked out. Wow, Michelle. Um, yeah. Well, put on your candles or whatever you do. Okay. Everybody, let's send Michelle some vibe here, some good vibe. Wisconsin. Okay. Oh, you're kind of in the middle of the country. Wait, no, Wisconsin is on the West Coast, right? Been to Wisconsin. Wow, no TV. Yeah, we had that here. As a matter of fact, we've had the power go out. Then again, I'm out in the country, so the power goes out a lot. Do you think maybe this storm thing that was going on was cover for something? Now I'm beginning to wonder. Was the storm supposed to explain something else that was going on? I wonder. Okay, I'm asking the universe that question. I'm asking that of consciousness. And we shall see what the answer comes. They're still doing it. Yes. Yes. Mm. Yeah, maybe something else was going on. And we missed that because we were thinking of this as just strictly a weather thing. Maybe some kind of operation is going on. Hmm. But by who? The good guys or the bad guys? As I'm asking, I'm having trouble breathing through my nose. I don't know what that means. Hmm. Anyway, I'm going to send you some energy, calm energy, love energy. Just wrap you up both in some nice, calm love energy. Okay. I'm going to ask that that keep going. Keep it going. Angels, get in touch with her angels. You know the job. Protection and calm. You know the routine. Make sure she's well taken care of, her Nate. Oh, hello, Pammy. Pammy Smith, how you doing? Stuff is happening with Michelle. We need to send her some calm so Nate doesn't freak out. They've had a power out, a big boom, and a power out. And somebody said, what, a flashlight? It happened to you in a flashlight? Well, it could be, like lightning, but could be something else too. We've had that around here too, though, come to think of it. Maybe they are up to something. Hmm. It'll come to us. We'll hear of it. We'll find out. Oh, okay. Yeah, I hope everything is good for you, Pammy. So, anyway, let's see. Well, one of the things too. Well, it's odd. It's like, yeah, as I'm doing this, I'm having trouble breathing. I just can't figure it out. What's going on here? Hmm, pardon me. Doesn't seem to be anything in my nose. I don't know what's going on here. Oh, you're worried for your oldest son. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Hmm. Not through my nose. I can maybe through my mouth. Yeah. Yeah, through my mouth I can. Through my nose, no. The sinuses just suddenly closed up. There's a way to drain that, though. I can remember. Hmm. I keep forgetting these hacks for how to do things like drain your sinuses. I think one of them is like that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Was that one of them? I don't remember what that was for. It's that Dr. Mendel. I gotta look it up. There's a way to get your sinuses to drain. You press on something. He's always telling you to press on something or do something. I need to memorize this stuff. Oh, now I'm okay. Maybe it did work. Maybe it did work. I'm okay suddenly. Okay, press here. So, Pammy, can you take a deep breath where you are? Through your mouth or your nose? Yeah, you know how I stress the importance of breathing. gosh. If I find myself breathing shallow, I force myself to breathe better. It's like it's like forcing yourself to drink water. You know, you have to drink a certain amount of water a day. Even if you're not don't think you're thirsty, your body is still thirsty. So you got to get enough water and you got to get enough air. Air is really good for you. If that even makes sense, what I tutor. Oh, well, I've been taking my Boswellia. I have not had, I have not really had sinus issues in a long time now. I used to have them a lot, but the more bad things I cut back on, the less of all kinds of things I have, including sinus issues. So I just find that um, and sometimes it's a little bad news to me because some of the things I really like are things that are hurting me, and trying to give up things that you like, and there is a reason for that. We like dopamine. Humans are dopamine junkies, really. We are. We love dopamine. And that's what sugar and chocolate and all of that, it gives you dopamine. The food that we love, it gives you dopamine. Getting it over on somebody else gives you dopamine, which is also why some bullies do what they do. And on Amazon today, you're getting some payday. Oh, really? What? Oh, you're having issues with your messages again. I'm sorry to hear that. Well, Mercury retrograde, hate to say, we're still in it till the 14th. Then it goes direct. Then we'll still be in it for another week or so in the shadow or orb. Oh, Boswellia. Yeah. Good for you. Yeah, the frankincense. Well, you broke another bowl. Doggone. Yeah. That has been helping me. I gotta say, the pain is much, much less. The swelling is much less. Every time I can do something anti-inflammatory, every time I find something anti-inflammatory, I'm convinced most of our troubles are inflammatory troubles. They're inflammation. Almost everything that screws us up is inflammation. It's either inflammation in your muscles, it's somewhere in your body, or in your stomach, somewhere. So anything you can do that takes down inflammation, do that. You're probably going to feel better. Anything you find that does that. Oh, your shoulder and back. You're having trouble with your shoulder and back? And Mary Wynn's is having trouble with her messages. And I'm having issues with my phone a little bit. Not too bad, but some issues. And then I have a lamp that keeps not, uh, something's going on. See, I live in a building with the weirdest wiring, though. And it has these little breakers in the outlets that'll just flash red and turn, they'll just flip for no reason I can see. I mean, didn't even have anything on. Nothing was turned on. The light was off. But I go to turn the light on again and it won't turn on. And the little breaker thing has flipped. So I don't know what the heck is going on. But yeah, it seems like things are going on with our electricity in this building the whole darn time. I don't understand it. Oh, okay. Okay. So now we send out some love feeling for Linda Bennett. Angels, you know the routine. Okay, dear. We'll send you some healing. I'll see if I get any messages for you on what to do. But ask your higher self what needs to be done. Sometimes that helps. Sometimes you get an answer in a weird way. Well, we love you too, Linda. Okay, so maybe it's time to do the breathing exercises. I'm going to do some clearing. Okay. People, whether you do it through your nose or your mouth, take in some air. We're going to do some breathing and some oming. Let's start with the om. Oh, that really rattled some stuff loose. Good. Ah, oh, that helped. Definitely. Oh dear. Your internet is cutting out and the TV too? Oh dear. Yeah, ask your higher self to send you the answer. Could be any, I get it in all kinds of ways. I get the answers from people, video pops up, something. Answers come all kind of ways. Wow, rough night for tech, isn't it? I may not be on that long. Mine has been, what has been happening is my phone wants to update, and I know that you don't want to update. If you can, you want to delay that as long as possible because usually they want to break your phone so you have to buy another one. It's like um, they, you update and then your phone never works right again, right? So it's not really an update. It's a screw up. It's a f up. So I don't want to update my phone, but it keeps like doing it right in the middle of I'm on here and it'll say update. No, no, you're not gonna update. No, I'm busy. It's happened twice now. That's why I need something besides my phone, I think. Anyway, yeah, and I'll be getting that. I'll be getting it. It's not good though to buy things like that for during a Mercury retrograde, unless of course. However, it is a replacement. Maybe I could look at it that way. Well, I'll see if I can find something. Maybe something will show up in the want ads or something. Um, yeah, weirdness, you bet. Uh, okay, next thing, let's try the breathing. Kind of sounds like maybe we need to work on our breathing. So let's try the breathing. I'll count for us, okay? Okay. 10 times we're going to do this. We're going to breathe in for a count of 4, out for a count of 6. As you breathe in, you think about breathing out, breathing in light, and as you breathe out, you're going to be breathing out any kind of stale air, darkness. You're going to push out all the dark energy, okay, all the dark stuff to be recycled. So, huh? Oh, weird, huh? Yeah, I know. I, you know, that's what they call the profit over people. The profit over people model of business. Not That's got to change. You know what? We got to change that. Well, I'm looking at my face. You know what? I really do look different. I swear, I don't look the same to me. Somehow, the shape of my face is changing a bit or something. I don't know. Have you guys noticed anything? It still looks like me, but I don't know. Maybe it's the haircut, but I'm looking in the monitor wondering who that is. Who the heck is that? Okay, I'm gonna count. Okay, in for 4, out for 6. I'm gonna do it 10 times. And this should clear up some stuff for some people. Could clear up a lot of stuff. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Last one. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now breathe normally. Okay. Now, and you know how to do this. You've done this before. All you have to do is just do it. You don't have to think about it. Push all your chakras back to your spine and snap them to grid right on your spine, lined up perfectly. Align your chakras. Okay. Like I always say, we use our chakras and they move around and we actually use them. So, but we forget to put them back where they belong. So put them back where they belong. That's the best way I can explain that. I know it's not exact, but it's like the best way I can explain it to you. So, or to think of it. Okay. And now expand yourself. Go ahead and expand your consciousness as far as it feels good to you. Realize that you are not really even entirely and can never be entirely in an avatar body. You just can't. You're bigger than that. However, a part of you is in your body, controlling your body. Yes. But you are actually a vast being, not half vast. You're not half vast. Remember that. Not half vast. You're vast. Starry, infinite being. So let yourself expand and realize you don't have to crimp yourself up into a little avatar like some of us try to do, and then we get all stressed out. And so just, uncrinkle yourself. Just imagine yourself uncrinkling, okay? Okay, okay, that's fine. I'll see you soon, Drumstud. Oh, hi, Drumstud. Hi, dear. Hi, Mary. Okay, so, wow. Now my sinuses are completely clear. Wow. Perfect. Absolutely stellar. Where the heck is Cowboy? He's always near. Cowboy, are you off visiting somebody? Maybe he's off meditating and visiting somebody. Next thing I'll hear, Cowboy visited me again. Cowboy visited me. I think I saw Cowboy. Hmm. Okay. Let's see. Oh, I'm asking for clearings and I'm asking for protection and healing for everybody. Everybody. Love you too, dear Michelle. Mhm. Is it working? I hope so. I hope you're getting some relief. Okay, no. Clearing statements. Let's see if there are any clearing statements that we need at this time. And you know how this goes. I ask a question, it brings up the energy. You don't answer, then it'll just bring up the energy. Then the next thing that happens is I'll say, well, would you like to clear all that? Would you like to uncreate and destroy all that? And if you say or think or just be affirmative with that, I'll do the clearing statement and we'll take off a layer or several. Please remember that some of these things have been programmed into you over and over and over again. And we're just trying to melt some out of your iceberg, okay? We're trying to take a layer off of your onion. And I've explained these concepts before. So let me see what floats up to the surface that needs to be healed, cleared, and done away with and recycled. Okay? Okay, what do we need to clear tonight? Okay. What attitudes, opinions, and judgments do I have that, once again, here we go, that I'm in danger and the universe doesn't have my back and I'm alone? Oh dear. Fear of abandonment, fear of being left to deal with everything on your own. It's not true, you know. Your guides never leave you alone, never leave you out on a raft alone. I don't know why I'm getting that imagery. I'm getting the imagery of somebody being, left out of, maybe that was somebody's past life, or maybe even mine. Maybe that we had a life where we were left alone in some way. I know I had sometimes in this life where adults forgot about me and left me alone as a child. And that is a really scary place when you're used to the adults looking out for you. So, what attitude, opinion, and judgments do we have that we're going to be abandoned, that we have been abandoned? Abandonment is part of the shadow side. And all that that is, will you be willing to uncreate and destroy all that? If so, just answer yes. I'll proceed. I now uncreate and destroy all that times a godzillion, times a godzillion, good and bad, right and wrong, fucking pot, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. And what attitudes, opinions, and judgments do I have? That I have anything at all to fear from storms in general. Anything at all. Like I'm not going to be protected. Like I'm not going to be saved. Like I'm going to have to undergo some ordeal. This is not so. You're going to be looked after unless you made some kind of a contract for it. You're going to be looked at after every step of the way. And even if you made some kind of a contract, you can renegotiate. So you can decide that you don't want to do that anymore. I actually, people have deleted these things, right? You can delete those things. You can even change your life mission and life purpose if you so desire. After you get here, you may decide you want to do something else instead. That it can be done. So I'm going to clear this right now. Okay, I now uncreate all that brings up. Times godzillion, times godzillion. Good and bad, right and wrong, talking about all nine shorts, boys and beyond. Oop, again. Whoa! There you go. Uh-huh. Okay, I'm going to read the comments a little bit. Yes, he's happy. Okay, good. Ah, good. Very good. Good. Okay. We did it. We did it. Look, I'm telling you guys, we can solve anything. We don't have to be at the mercy of anything else. It's just something in our minds, something in our iceberg. And you know what? Nate's been listening to all of this, going through these things with you. Of course, he's going to be evolving too. Of course, he's going to be picking up the energy and changing. And that's a wonderful thing. You never know. He may really surprise you one day. He may all of a sudden just be different. You never know. Hello, Ed. How are you doing? Tally ho. Hi and bye, whoever you are. Who's Ed? Does anybody know? Okay. I don't know. I don't think I've seen him before. Hi, Ed. Hope it was fun for you. Hope you had fun, love. Pop off now. Time to pop off now. I'm just popping on, popping off. Okay. Um, cold. You're cold. Oh dear. I'm sorry to hear that, Ed. Um, Hey, can you put on a coat, or is it worse than that? Ah, oh, the symbol. That is the symbol for cold? Is it? I don't know. I didn't know that. Do you have a cold? What are you trying to say here, my friend? Play, peace. Oh, play. Yes, okay. Coldplay. Got you. Okay. Hi there. Hope you're okay. Been trying to send you some energy. Hope he's out of the picture finally. Is he? Yeah, I got it, dear. Yeah, he sent me some very weird messages. You know who I mean. Some weird thing about a gift. Forget about the gift. What gift? Like, what gift is he talking? Strange. Strange dude. Yeah. Right. Right. Sorry to hear that. Well, we'll send you some energy too to try and help you get over that. My God, will that never end? And for those of you who don't know what's going on here, I can't explain it. My lips are sealed about this, and I just can't explain it. But just there's things afoot that some of you I have mentioned before. There are crazy people in the world that stalk folks. So anyway, okay, love. Okay, like I said, we'll send you some energy. Ed. Okay, so well, doesn't surprise me. I knew it was going to be kind of a weird night. It's turning out to be much weirder than I ever thought. Hey, but you know what I got? I managed to go to a place, same place I got the Moscow Mule mugs, the thrift shop. My God, I love thrift shops. You know, I really don't care if stuff is out of style. There's some out of style stuff that I love. I don't necessarily want to, the latest thing. I like what I like. So I love my thrift shops because they have the unusual stuff. They have the weird stuff. I just got some lovely cranberry vision ware, pretty cheap. I got a nice steel pan, a really old one, really old, nice steel pan with a metal rimmed glass lid, kind of an old, one of the older glass lidded pans that you can see through the lid. It's groovy, really groovy. And I also picked up some black soap. Black soap is made with African black soap is made with black seed oil, and it's really good for any kind of skin problems. So if you haven't tried it yet, find some place to get you some nice black seed oil soap. Sometimes I call it black tar soap, sometimes I call it black soap, sometimes black seed oil soap. Sometimes it has different additives, sometimes it has hemp. I've gotten the kind with hemp, it's really nice. But there's other types. I've got another type in there now. I've forgotten which one it is, but um, and then I picked up a mixture of frankincense and myrrh uh, essential oil that I'm going to put in a diffuser, probably, maybe put a little bit on. And I only paid $4 for this. Really a bargain, you know, if you've got a local thrift shop and you're not looking there, because I know that your tastes are kind of like mine. You got a local thrift shop and you're not looking in your thrift shop, you need to look in your thrift shop. You can get some wonderful things there. So, isn't the black seed soap nice? It is really nice. Hello, B. Freeman, eh? Yeah, today was a strange freaking day. Black, yeah, African black soap. Yeah, that's another thing they call it. They call it African black soap. They call it black seed soap, black tar soap, black whatever, because it looks like tar. I guess I don't know, but it makes sure it's the kind with black seed oil in it because black seed oil doesn't work. They might try and sell you something else under the term black soap or something. Um, Wi-Fi is acting strange. We've all been having that. We've had electrical stuff, we've had Wi-Fi over here, we've had everything. We've had all kinds of things, and all of us are having some kind of weird thing go on. Michelle's power's out. Oh boy. Yeah, Mary wins this drum stud tonight. Got drum stud's phone. So yeah, you missed most of the action, B. We were talking about we already did the food chat. You can food chat some more though if you want. It's totally okay. If anybody has anything they want me to relay, just to record it. Anything you want to say about anything I said earlier that you want to add to that, you know, we can put the comment up or I can read it off. But yeah. So yeah, we were talking about vinegar positive, negative. We were talking about how to avoid glucose spikes. We were talking about the death wall storm system in the middle of the country, which is a ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous moniker. And what we're going to do about it, because we, of course, mitigate the weather here. We moderate the weather. Hey, we're mods for the weather now. Isn't that funny? We are. We're weather moderators. Hey, you're not allowed to say that. You're not allowed to act out like that. Quit trolling us. Yeah, if you think about it, we're weather mods, aren't we? Yeah. Oh, yes, and I got some of that too. I got some Egyptian black soap one time. Um, it's gone now, but boy, that stuff smelled good. Egyptian black seed oil soap smelled like Egyptian musk. Yeah, it was really smells good. You haven't checked the weather, just fix. Okay. Okay, yeah, because we have supposedly a death wall, and it's a ridiculous thing. It's just the storm system that we diminished, that we kind of took out. We dismantled the storm system, and then the anti-trough, go figure that out. I guess a wall is the antithesis of the trough. Now is like hot and dry in the middle of the country and bigger than they expected. Well, right now it's spring. Is hot and dry that bad? You know, get your crops in. The rain will return. We can call the rain back when we're ready. You know, it's not a big deal. The rain is happy to come when we need it. But anyway, yeah, and it just means there are going to be less storms. Honestly, that's all that it means. The death wall only means there will be less storms for the storm chasers to chase. Seriously? And you're calling it a death wall. I still can't quite get over that. But they're saying there may be a few more things like tornadoes, but that's okay. We can handle tornadoes too. I've handled many tornadoes here. You can handle tornadoes, hurricanes, tsunamis, or anything else. I'm pretty sure we can do earthquakes or anything that comes up. We'll handle it. Okay. And we just stay apprised of it, just keep up with what we're being warned of, and we can probably hold off just about anything. We can probably medicate just about anything. Oshkosh bagosh. Yeah. Yeah. Transform. Transformers. Transformer blue. It's always fun. Darkened Oshkosh bagosh. Can't say Oshkosh without bagosh, I guess. But no, kind of dark at this point. Well, think of it this way, though. You're probably getting exposed to a heck of a lot less EMF at this time. See if you feel any different. Hadn't thought of that. But yeah, we should always check when these things happen. See, whoa, see if we feel any different, you know? Oh, wow. One door down. Jeez. Yeah, I'm so glad Nate's okay. No power? You don't have power, B. Freeman? Are you having power issues too? Yeah, I haven't had a wood burning fireplace for a long time. I miss it. I've always missed it, but I still have my dreams of a nice off-grid place somewhere, of a nice Earthship. You have the power. Yep, we all have the power. Anyway, so yeah, pretty much I think we've covered it. Now it's anything you guys want to discuss because I've pretty much covered everything I wanted to cover. Do you want me to do some clearings? Do you want to just spend the rest of this time sending help to each other? What do you guys want to do? Because I've already been on, 15555. I've been on for 15555. So, as far as I'm concerned, I've done my bit and I can toddle off. But if you guys want to still do some stuff, we can do that. If not, we'll just start pulling it down. It looks like maybe you want to chitty chat a little bit now that bees come in. Um, really funky looking clouds like crafter spirits. Ooh, what kind of funky? I mean, are they odd shapes? Because I see. You know what I've actually done now? This is something you can try. Do you remember those stereoptogram pictures they used to have back in the 90s? I believe it was back in the 90s. Yeah. Stereoptogram pictures where you had to, kind of throw your gaze past the picture, look through the picture in order to see the picture, and then it would come 3D. I've actually done that with the sky and gotten 3D pictures out of the sky. I can't always do it, but sometimes I do. I look at the sky like that and I'll get a 3D picture of something there. And it's like, okay, am I seeing into another dimension? What the heck is going on here? See, my light's out too over there. I can't turn my light on over there, but it's just in one part of the room. But it keeps going out, the same light. I don't know what's wrong with it. Um, there's nothing wrong with the light. Usually we have to reset the power strip, and then resetting the power strip though, why does the power strip keep going out? The light isn't even on. It's not like we're running a lot of power through it. I don't know what's going on. Seems like electricity is acting weird right now. Really loud owl fest. Oh, really? An owl fest? You mean you had a lot of hooters around? Um, yeah, I would go up and I just feel like there was a message there, but I couldn't see it. And I'd go out and I would look up, and a lot of times it wouldn't be just me, other people would sometimes suddenly see things. I remember one time I came home, I was so tired. I had my lawn chair out in the courtyard and I fell asleep. And I woke up and I looked up, and I swear the cloud above me looked just, it was an angel. And I said, "Oh my God, there's an angel up there." My neighbor was out and they come over, "Oh my God, it is." And she was taking pictures. But that would happen a lot. That would happen a lot. The clouds would just show me things. So I don't know. This might work for you too. Maybe if the clouds are doing weird things and you're kind of drawn to look at them, maybe they want to talk to you. Now, it was a funny thing. Hooters doing a right or something. Freaky loud. Wow. Um, wow, you better watch it because a lot of times owl encounters happen just before abductions and alien encounters. B. Freeman, if you encounter some aliens, let us know. Or missing time, let us know. Wow. 1111 for you there, huh? Interesting what I was saying just then. Yeah. Yeah, it's 1211 here. But yeah, I've been having the repeating number thing going on for a while. It's 555 or 666. Something will be 666 or 1111 or whatever. Repeating numbers or weird numbers like 1155 or yeah. Okay, so yeah, I would say take a look at take a look at the clouds a different way. That was really when I started to realize they were listening to me. I felt like there was something there. And so I said, okay, show me. And somehow I started looking at it like I was looking at those weird stereoptogram pictures. And all of a sudden, and I will never forget the first one I saw like that in a cloud bank, I saw 4 sailing ships. This was weird, and I'm still not entirely sure why I was seeing them. But I was seeing 3 ships like Columbus, you know. But before that, ahead of it, in the front, was a Viking ship. The 4th ship was a Viking ship. And I'm like, what is that trying to tell me? There's 3 regular sailing ships and a Viking ship. Was it trying to say that the Vikings were there before Columbus? Was it trying to confirm that? That the Vikings came over before Columbus? I think so. Maybe it did. Another time, um, well, just recently, I was out with my helper. She was seeing this stuff too. Dragons. We saw 5 dragons, 5 cloud dragons come in. And you could see the outline of them in the clouds. It was amazing. You just had to soften your gaze. It was like, wow, there are 5 dragons coming in. And then one of the clouds was shaped exactly like a half moon. And I took pictures of it all, but I didn't move my camera, my phone aside. So it took a picture of my holder. I didn't get the pictures. Darn, they were cool. It was really cool that day. We saw so many strange cloud formations that day. It was really cool. But yeah, that's like the dragons are definitely back. The cloud dragons are definitely back, and they're definitely the good guys. Don't worry about the cloud dragons. They're on our side. They're actually good beings. You can actually communicate with them. I know how that sounds. It sounds crazy as hell. But sometimes I let myself expand and I go up and play with cloud dragons. They like to play, actually. They're very friendly if they know you. I know how that sounds. It's completely nuts. Oh, you were talking to somebody about vampires and yells out loud. You know what? I keep hearing vampires lately. Something's going on with the vampires. Something's going on with vampires. I have heard now several, and that's not a subject that always comes up. Something must be going on with the vampires. Yeah, dragons are back. Paul has seen the unicorns. Gemini and her friend saw Pegasus. Um, flying around in the sky. They were this was somewhere up in Michigan. Um, so they're back. The so-called mythical animals are back. And when I look at the Chinese paintings of the cloud dragons, it looks just like them. They weren't kidding. They look like that with all the legs and everything, and all sneaky looking and serpenty looking, and then that's what they look like. Bringing you all to the store. Oh, cool. That reminds you, last night you heard very loud something moving overhead at 3 a.m. Are you talking about outside? I hope outside. Warmer 4. Um, Not a jet. Slow moving. Weird tones and frequency. Every now and then I hear something very weird here. And it shakes the building. Something buzzes us. And sometimes it just wakes you up. It's like, what the hell? What are they doing in the middle of the night? You know? Oh, okay. I see. You see them up high. Yeah. Yeah. Then there are other creatures too up there. The sylph. The sylph are not quite like the dragons. They're smoother looking. They're not as curly, you know. I don't know how to describe it. They're more wispy looking, the sylphs, but they're vaguely dragon shaped, but they're more, I don't know. Yeah, they're more wispy looking somehow. Smooth and wispy. Yeah, loud something moving overhead. Wow. Something, yeah. Well, not that anybody would ever tell us. We don't get the news, do we? We even get the news ever from a regular news channel? No. They almost never give us any real news. Did you notice that? Back in the day, I remember back in the day, we relied on the news channels. Now you cannot rely on them to tell you much of anything. Nothing important. I'm pretty sure though we're going to see a lot more cryptids. I have been saying that though, that the cryptid's going to ramp up. Cryptid sightings are going to ramp up. Bigfoot is thinking about, if I'm hearing them right, but I've heard it from other people too. They're thinking of coming out to the public. They're thinking of allowing themselves to be public, but they want to do it. They want to be very, very careful about it, and I can't blame them. They want to. They're waiting for timing. The timing's got to be right on. Um, I can't blame them. I mean, they don't want a backlash from the humans. Humans have things like guns. Oh yeah. Yeah, you have to be careful, B. Freeman. There are real creatures out there. There are real interesting things out there. It's certainly not a time to just go running out willy-nilly. trust your feelings. You gotta trust your feelings. Yes. We're in a territory that we haven't been in before. We're we're actually in a space that has not really been scripted. The powers that were tried to script all this, but we're kind of screwing with their scripts. So we've been screwing with their scripts all this time. We've been ripping them up. We've been changing their codes. They must be losing it. There's somebody somewhere, there's one of their coders that's like, what the hell are they doing? It's like, sorry, but we got sick of it. We got tired of it. We just, no, we didn't get sick or tired. I didn't get sick or tired. I'm not sick or tired. I'm fine. But we just didn't want it anymore. Let's put it that way. We just, we, we didn't like it. And we ain't gonna take it no more. So we just turned it off. We just turned it off. We just booted it out of there. We just ripped it up. We didn't like it. Oh, good for you, B. Feel like some of those are present but do not mean to harm me. Oh, well, that's good. Oh, there's Bowie in your car? Heroes. Of course. Yeah. He usually shows up. Have you noticed that somebody is hearing Bowie during these shows? A lot of times, somebody's got Bowie showing up. He's always around. He's always around whenever I do a show. I think he's one of my fans. Are you one of my fans? Always. You're sweet. I'm one of your fans too. Whoops. I'm your biggest fan now, I think. Um, came. What came? Hmm. What came? What happened? Something happened? So here's we got a bunch of hooters around B. Freeman. We got something going on with Drumstud, which is Mary, and we've got Michelle Cannon-Pree listening to Bowie. Hey, interesting night in the neighborhood. And then there's little old me. I'm just beaming love. I love you guys. I am so proud of you, really. You've come so far. Most of you have come really, really far since I first met you. Do 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 do. Okay. It's beginning to fall apart. I can't keep track of what all's going on with all of you. The chat is getting weird, folks. For those of you who aren't seeing the chat's getting weird. Getting weird down in there in the chat. Okay, if nobody has a request, I'm fixing to pull it down, much as I love being with you. I got a few things to do before I've got an appointment tomorrow. Somebody's coming over. I don't want the place to be crappy, so I want to get some rest, get up, take care of the place, spruce the place up a bit. So bring back the dodo. Oh, well, maybe Freeman, maybe that could be your project. Freeman and the mammoth. They're pretty big. Sure you want mammoths running around? I mean, they can squash an elephant. Imagine a runaway mammoth. A village would be the consistency of peanut butter after that. Ah, love you too. I think I'm fixing to pull it down. I'm fin to pull it down and get some rest. I'll be seeing you again on Wednesday. What, cryptids? You want to get into that before I go down, before I close it for the night. Um, well, the government's got to quit making monstrosities. From what I hear, the shadow government is responsible for some of the things that kill and eat people. So, oh well, thank you. I love you too. You too. And I will see you Wednesday about the same time, unless I get a chance to go out when and it's nice out at night, like in the evening, and then I'll go out and um, we'll watch the camouflage on the stealth craft uh, fail in the sunset. It's usually when you can see the stealth craft, the failure of the camouflage. Start the It starts to fail right around in the morning and in the evening because of the light angles. Okay. You're all great. I love you all. And we're going to do some more stuff. Like I said, we're going to kick this storm, this wall, whatever, this stupid death wall. We're going to get rid of that. Uh, um, Anybody needs some mitigation of weather, let us know. You hear somewhere in the world where they need help, let us know. It's good practice. Okay. Um, Next thing, yeah, I haven't quite decided on what's coming up Wednesday. We'll see. Okay. Remember, the truth is where you find it. Remember that you are divine, you are creators, and what you do counts. And every time you improve your life, you're improving the whole world. Every time you improve anything for anybody, you're improving the whole world, especially yourself. You're really valued and loved, and you're going to be taken care of. You do have beings that look after you, and all you have to do is decide that something needs to be done and take the lead, and they will be right behind you. They will be right there with you. They have promised this, but we just have to take up the reins and give the directions and decide that our world will be better and we will receive a lot of help. So, with that, I am reminding you of that. If you look around and you see something that needs change, you can bring it up here and we'll talk about it. and, you know, we'll get her done. Of course, there's some things that we all know need to be done, but I think some things are dragging along so that for maximum effect, okay, is all I can say. But yeah, I think we're all waiting for the impeachments, the litigation, all that. Okay, I think we're all waiting for this stuff. All of these crooked people to be finally booted. When is that going to happen? Well, it's coming. I guess it's all going to come out, though. Mm. Okay. You do. Tell people you love them. You do. And remember, Cowboy may be coming for a visit at any point. It's so weird. He's always right here beside me. This feels so weird. I don't know. I don't know what to think of this. Him not being like right here beside me just feels strange. He's usually by now telling me it's time to go to bed. This is so weird. Cowboy, where are you? I'm going to find out where the little fart went to. Maybe. Maybe they beamed him up. I hope he comes back and tells me. If so, tells me about it. Okay. Love you. I'll see you Wednesday. Oh, that way. Now you show up that way. Now that we're getting ready to close. Hi, that way. What's not funny, Pammy? Wish you get your electricity back now, Misha. I hope everybody gets their electricity back and whatever they need. Yeah. The government is a monstrosity, that's true. We need a lot of revamping there and revision. We need a lot of revision. There's a lot of code ripping needs to be done there. Oh, okay. The cat being beamed up. Okay, thanks that way. Hope to see you then. Yeah. We talk about all kinds of things here. Like I say, we change it up from time to time, but we do the deep blue. That's what we do. Hey, take care. Love y'all. See you Wednesday at 10:10. Okay. Yeah, me too. I hope he's okay. He's got me a little worried. He's not making a sound. I don't like when my cats just kind of disappear and don't show up for a while. Kind of worries me a little bit. I, I'm thinking he's got to be okay. He may just be sleeping. Okay, take care.